Salutations, everybody. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all see me? Mic check. 1, 2. Uno, dos. All right, cool. All right. Think we good. How's everybody doing on this fine Tuesday, man? Hopefully everybody had a pleasant weekend. Now I'm talking about we about to get ready, start this thing off like we post to. Shout out to everybody that's in here early. Bats, what up, though? Dallas, what up, D? Train, what's happening? Yo, Sim, what up, man? How's it over there in Sim City, dog? Shout out to y'all for pulling up, man. For everybody who haven't done so already, man, hit that like button, you know what I'm saying? It absolutely helps, with that little bit of engagement that you can do right there. Shout out to y'all. As always, we start our joint off with our beverage, you know what I'm saying? Chairs and bar stools to all out there. Nice little caffeinated beverage right here. Second one of the day for your boy. Said shout out to Kang for being a murderer. I guess we shall see in a month. I mean, okay, all right, yeah, everybody. That's on everybody's mind. We could talk about that too. I mean, y'all see the thumbnail. Y'all see, what the topic is gonna be of the show mainly. But yeah, we can talk some MCU also. We can also talk MCU. I ain't never one to shy away from that. We got a lot of Marvel fans in here, including myself. So yeah, we can do that as well. So I hope y'all having a dope Tuesday. Yeah, man, everything's gravy over here. Everything's gravy, man. Did a lot of raining over here, but other than that, man, it's all good. It's all gravy. But yeah, we can talk about that trailer a little bit. We can talk about the trailer a little bit, man. Really dope. Kang looks dope, man. Kang looks cool. Yo, Chuck, what's happening with you, baby? Shout out to them Block boys over there, plus on Block Podcast. If you haven't done so already, man, holla at my kinfolk over there, man. But yeah, man, that trailer look live, though. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you said shout out to Kang for being a murderer. We don't necessarily know who he knocks off, though. We don't know who he knocks off, or at least I don't know. I don't think it was necessarily cut and dry from the trailer. That chilling, this weather got me slumped, man. Same here, man. I'm on my second caffeinated beverage of the day because of that, man. This rain had your boy really just bewildered, lethargic out here. Now I'm talking about. So I already know. Said, well, from Loki, we know he killed the other Kangs, but we don't know that that's the Kang that killed the Kangs. You know what I'm saying? All we know is that Kang did kill it. Kang did kill some other Kangs, but we don't know if that was the Kang that killed the Kangs. That could have been Martin Luther the Kangs. You know what I'm saying? We don't know that for sure. This rabbit hole go deep, Bats, and that's probably gonna be something we gonna have to kick it about. You know what I'm saying? We always get together, we theorize about things and the such. But yeah, man, it's so many variants that He Who Remains fought in the multiversal war. It could be anybody. The old folks gone. That's my idea. OG Ant-Man and Wasp. Okay. I think one of them are gonna die. I think one of them will. Scott Lang will survive though. So you're saying there's a Kang that possibly survived the the Kang aside. Yo, man, it's a whole bunch of Kangs that survived. That's what the Kang Dynasty gonna be about. The Kang Dynasty gonna be, man. It ain't just gonna be a bunch of people that's just scrapping for him. It's gonna be a bunch of him. It's gonna be a bunch of him fighting with him. It's gonna be a bunch of him fighting against him too, probably. I think it's gonna be a trip. Said, yeah, it's hard to know how many are left. Yeah, I mean, there's an infinite number of universes out there. It's an infinite number of universes out there. We don't necessarily know what all is out there. We know Loki's universe, and now we know the quantum realm. We know that for sure. But where's Doctor Strange and Clea going? You know what I'm saying? Is it a Martin Luther the Kang out there? You don't know yet. And for those who saw, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness and saw the end of the movie and saw, Clea and Doctor Strange go visit another universe where there's an incursion happening and whatever. But we don't know if there's a Kang out there. We don't know if it was a Kang out there in 838. We don't know how many Kangs is out here. And dog, what's happening, man? What's happening with you? Spoiled God in the building. Whether he doing it on purpose or whether he doing it by mistake, man, spoiling is just in his blood, man. It's just in his blood, dog. I've never seen nobody that just got the effortless gift of just spoiling like that, man. That boy's good. That boy good. Yo, for real though, what's up? What's up with you, dog? Said the Council of Kangs, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of Kangs out here, and I think one of the things that we're gonna see, like during the Fantastic Four at some point is gonna be the Council of Reeds also. I think that's what Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness kind of was trying to set up. Where the first Reed Richards that we get introduced is one from a whole different universe that we weren't even familiar with. And then, eventually we're going to get that Reed Richards. We're going to get the Reed Richards that's going to be the 616 Reed Richards. We're going to get the Reed Richards that was from the Fox universe, the one that was married to the extremely gorgeous Jessica Alba. She needs to come back. I think all of those are going to be thrown together, and I think we're going to have a Council of Reeds. I think it's going to be some wild things that we have. And the Council of Reeds is absolutely a thing, by the way. For those, those who are unfamiliar. But yeah, that is a thing. But yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting. But all that to say, Quantumania looks very, very interesting. Gonna be interesting to see what they end up doing with Train too. Cause shout out to the Train. You know what I'm saying? She's officially making her MCU debut out here. Congratulations. I mean, I knew it was only a matter of time before you would make your big screen debut. You were already featured in, several video games, television shows. Now you're making your big screen debut. Shout out to the Twain. And for those who are unfamiliar, she was shown off in the trailer. You know, MODOK. She is like the living, breathing embodiment of MODOK out here in these streets, and they have finally adapted her and put her full screen on the big screen. We're gonna be out there. She holding it down in the quantum realm. Shout out to you, Train. There is finally a use for your extremely large head out here. We finally cracked the code that there is a use for it. It's not just being big and empty, just out here. No, we can wrap that joint in some aluminum foil, get it popping, throw you on screen, have a little bit of special effects, and bam, we got MODOK right there. So I wonder if Feige is gonna make Clea Dormammu's niece like in the comics. I think it's possible, but based on how Kevin Feige has been doing, like, it's just as possible that he doesn't. It's just as possible that it doesn't. But I think it would be a cool. I think it would be a cool thing, you know, to kind of, you know, tie back to Dormammu with. But who knows at the same time? Who knows, man? That's definitely a wait and see. Just to see how, you know, certain relationships get retconned. You know, whether it's, you know, we're talking about like, you know, like Wanda and, you know, Magneto. Whether we talk about, you know, George Tarleton being MODOK. Because apparently that's not going to be the case. So, I mean, you just never know, like, what they're going to do with certain, you know, characters and stories. Or, honestly, based on what they're doing right now with setting up Secret Wars, it seems like they're making Kang what Doctor Doom would traditionally be playing in Secret Wars. Unless, you know, at some point very, very soon, because I mean, Secret Wars is only 3 years away, they would have to introduce Doctor Doom very, very quickly. If, you know, if they want him to have the kind of impact in Secret Wars that, you know, somebody like Kang's gonna have. They're already setting Kang up. So we gonna see. Yeah, we will see, but I don't know, man. We've been seeing Kang for over a year and a half now. Didn't Loki come out? Was it summer of 2021? Summer? Thought it was something like that, man. We've been seeing Kang for a minute, man. We going on 2 years of getting Kangs. You know what I'm saying? We've been getting the Kang love for a minute. We still ain't got nothing from Doom. And yeah, Chuck, you right, man. Hit that like button, man. Hit that like button. For those who haven't done so already, hit that like button. For those who, you know, haven't done so already, I know it's a whole bunch of familiar faces in here right now, but for those who haven't done so, maybe watching this on the back end, however it may be, man, go ahead, follow your boy on the socials that you haven't done so already. Official Jedi, that's official JETTEYE. That's on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Holla at your Bitnoy. But could happen in New World Order in 2024. I think that's possible. I think it could also happen in Thunderbolts. Because I mean, it's not like Doctor Doom really needs to be, you know, a big bad of a movie. He doesn't need to be the big bad of the movie. Doctor Doom is Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom is an orchestrator too. Like, he's just as much of a, you know, like he places chess pieces on the board for you to fight, you know. So like, all you just have to do is just introduce him as a presence, even if, you know, they're not fighting him. It's a lot of ways that, you know, you can just introduce him as a presence. Just let him know we out there. Just let him be out there. I think at this point the best option for Doom is to making him a Doctor Strange enemy. I don't think you make Doom necessarily an enemy to anybody, like to at least not one particular character. You don't just like, I mean, you Thanos him. You know what I'm saying? You make him Thanos to where he's an enemy to everybody. Like I think Doctor Doom is too big of an enemy to even for the Fantastic Four. And if you were gonna do it with, you know, if you're gonna, you know, go that route with making him the main enemy of some centralized presence, heroic presence, it would probably be the Fantastic Four. But the best utilization of Doom is to make him Thanos Part 2. You know, you stretch out, you play the long game with his pursuit of power, and he actually gets it, and he becomes God King Doom. And then that's when you assemble the whole squad to fight him, to take him down. And that exists. Technically it's Secret Wars, but I mean we're gonna see what they end up doing, because it seems like that's what Kang is gonna be doing. But I think that's the way you do for Doom. You said it should be, but they tried using Doom against the Fantastic Four 3 times on screen. It didn't pan out well because those were bad adaptations. Those were just bad adaptations. But I mean, that works. That story works. Just, you know, there are going to be bad adaptations of certain stories. You know, like just because the story is in place and it didn't work on film doesn't mean that the story doesn't work. It just means that adaptation was bad, you know. Said they never cover his mystical powers. That is part of the problem. Why? And that's why I say you play the long game with him. Pause. You cover his pursuit of power. I would even be inclined to giving Doctor Doom his own show. Either do a Disney Plus show on Doctor Doom, or like a Disney Plus special on Doom, something like that. You do something that really gives Doom a lot of exposition in his pursuit of what he really is about as a character. You Thanos 2.0 him. You take the Thanos formula and you put it on steroids. Said they're gonna need a lot of help to fight him. Absolutely. He's Doom. He's basically Iron Man and Doctor Strange put together. You know, like absolutely. Said they can make Doom the new Loki of Phase 6. Plant the seeds now and bring him into the mix. He's got to be. Pause. Bigger than Loki though. He's got to be Thanos. He's like that. That's the level threat that he is. He's got to be Thanos. Said God King is too powerful. What, in Thanos with the Infinity Stones wasn't? Do you think, you think Galactus is not going to be powerful? Like there are absolutely breadcrumbs for all of these people, or all of these presences, these entities. Now I'm talking about. I mean, you watch the Eternals. You watch the Eternals, and everything that they're setting up with the Celestials. That's absolutely breadcrumbs to Galactus. That's breadcrumbs to possibly, from what I heard, even Genosha with the mutants. Said his own show would be great. Absolutely. That Doctor Doom, Magneto, Mr. Sinister are my favorite villain characters in Marvel. I'd be inclined to agree with that. Dr. Doom and Magneto for sure. I like Mr. Sinister too. I would have to think about that for a minute though. I have to think about that for a minute. I like Apocalypse too. I like Apocalypse also, but Mr. Sinister is the man. Mr. Sinister is the man. So I would buy 100 tickets to see a Galactus movie. Yo, man, I'll buy the next 100. I'd buy the next 100. The Adam Warlock is powerful as all. Yeah, Adam. And we're gonna see him soon. Guardians 3, we're gonna see him soon. So, which he is the one that should have beat Thanos. They went with Captain Marvel, and Captain Marvel didn't even do it. Yeah, and Captain Marvel didn't even do it, man. Captain Marvel, she got punched in the damn head. But yeah, like if they want to do Doom correctly, that's how you should do it. That's how you should do it. Like to be honest, I'm surprised that Secret Wars is being done as quickly as it is. And like if it was up to me, man, you could have Avengers Kang Dynasty come out in 2 years like it's supposed to, and have Kang Dynasty build up the Secret Wars that's going to be like in another 3 years. Have Secret Wars come out in 2028 sometime, and you really have a chance to really flesh everything out. Now I understand why they're doing it, because a whole lot of the actors that they want to bring back are going to be super old by 2028. But from a story standpoint, it just seems like it would be sick to have Doom there for Secret Wars, man. Fully fleshed out Doom, fully realized Doom. I mean, Kang looks cool and everything, but he ain't Dr. Doom, bro. He ain't Dr. Doom. Like, I mean, like, you know, once we take the rosy glasses off from looking at that dope trailer yesterday, let's not pretend that Kang would be anywhere as cool as Dr. Doom. He wouldn't. He wouldn't be. As soon as we get Dr. Doom, man, as soon as we get Dr. Doom or Magneto, we get either one of them. We get Dr. Doom, we get Magneto, or we get or Apocalypse. Kang ain't gonna be Kanging like that no more. Kang ain't gonna hit the same once them real A-listers come on board. But I mean, and that's one thing that Marvel has done with their cinematic universe really well. They'll take a B-list villain and actually make them cool. They're good at that. They're so good at it that they almost lean on it too much. Because what they were able to do with Loki, what they've been able to do with Kang, what they were even able to do with Thanos, it's nothing short of spectacular. Nothing short of spectacular. And I don't even mean B-list. I don't mean B-list in a way that's disrespectful. I think B-list is actually pretty good, because I think they're absolutely like F-list. You know, people that Marvel has done that ain't got no business being in there. But I think B-list is good, but there's obviously a tier above. There's obviously a tier higher. Like, they obviously have not touched the Dr. Dooms, the Magnetos, Apocalypse. You know, they haven't touched those guys yet. Pause. Like, we've only gotten the Loki, the Thanos. We've only gotten, you know, now Kang. They're still extremely powerful. And in any way that you kind of, you know, fold them around in the comics, they could be devastatingly powerful. But when you talk about recognizability, Thanos before the MCU was not as recognizable as Dr. Doom or Magneto or Apocalypse, or, you know, or these other, you know, more notable villains within, you know, Marvel lore. I don't mean it, you know, as in a bad way, but at the same time, truth is truth. People wasn't caring about Thanos like that before the cinematic universe. People thought, like the people that knew about Thanos thought he was just a simp for Lady Death. That's it. But now homeboy is full-blown gangster. Now homeboy is a G. Said, who is B-list? I just named him, dog. I just named him. Loki, Thanos. They were B-list villains before the cinematic universe. And that's a testament to Marvel. Even though I hate saying testament to you of all people, Chuck. That's a testament to Marvel and their ability to tell good stories within their universe and craft good characters within their universe. They can take B-list characters and actually do well with them. So I'm cool on Apocalypse after that garbage movie. Sim, you gotta let that go. That is not a Marvel Studios adaptation. Like I said earlier, you gotta wipe the Doom adaptations that were on film. You gotta wipe those out. You gotta wipe Apocalypse out. None of those were done by Marvel Studios. Those adaptations are going to be absolutely different. They're going to be completely different. Even Phoenix, you have to wipe all that out. You got to wipe all that out. That was done by Fox. So I'm a little nervous about getting my hopes up for the Deadpool Wolverine movie. Oh man, that shit gonna be fire. That shit gonna be fire, bruh. Yeah, man. To be completely honest, that is the Marvel Studios movie I'm looking forward to the most. I'm looking forward to them the most, man. Man, people have been wanting to see them on screen for a decade, man. This motherfucker really got bars. That Doom is so sick. Can't wait for him. I can't either. Like as a character, I like Magneto more, but I am absolutely looking forward to seeing Doom within that universe more. I can wait on Magneto until they fully flesh out, the X-Men and everything like that. I can wait on Magneto. I want to see Doom right now. They have enough to do with Doom now. That's why I'm like, man, why are they giving Kang all of Doom's shit, man? They giving Kang all of Doom's bars. What's going on? But I mean, I know when they finally do get to Doom, it's gonna be right. It's gonna be right. But man, seeing the justice that they're doing with Kang right now just makes me even more excited to see what they do again. Here we come back to it with A-list villains. Because they have the A-list heroes. They got the A-list heroes. They had all the A-list heroes except for the X-Men. We saw the A-list heroes on screen. We saw, Spider-Man, Iron Man, all these. Oh man, we saw them all. We saw them all on screen. We want to see them fight the A-list villains. We want to see them fight the A-list villains, not the B-list villains that you build up so much to make them feel like credible threats, which they are. No disrespect. But I want to see them fight Doom. I want to see them fight Magneto. I want to see them fight Apocalypse. I want to see them fight like real A-list villains within Marvel that people who don't even care about Marvel know about. Ace, what up, though? The only cool part about X-Men Apocalypse was seeing Magneto really show off his abilities. Yeah, Magneto was absolutely the best part about it. Absolutely. Enough said. The best part about that was Magneto. Magneto was absolutely the best part. 100%. And see, and that's the thing. Like that's why I'm wishing that they could have just introduced Doom, because you can introduce Doom without even introducing like the Fantastic Four, because Doom did so many things outside of just the context of fighting the Fantastic Four. He did so many things. Like Doom is really a take over the world type of villain. Oh man, I want to see that so bad. Said Mr. Sinister, but see, Mr. Sinister is dope. Mr. Sinister he's super dope. But again, you would have to rush the X-Men into the fold for Mr. Sinister. His existence is so tethered to the existence of the X-Men. And I don't like you can't necessarily rush it unless you go multiverse with it, which is what it seems like they're doing. You can't really like rush the X-Men into this, by the time Secret Wars comes around in 3 years. But man, I would love to have Mr. Sinister also. That'd be fire. But at that point, you gotta at that point build the relationship up between him and Cyclops. You gotta have that there. You gotta have there's so much build up there. There's so much build up that is dependent on the presence of other characters. With Dr. Doom's he's cut and dry. He's cut and dry. He has a lot more of an independent thing about him. Said we need World War Hulk ASAP. Oh, I think they're doing that. Yeah. I think they are finally doing that. When you see Hulk going out of space, I think we might be seeing that finally. See, I know he's a joke, but I still want to see Mephisto. Apparently, Mephisto is going to be an Ironheart. Apparently, after 3 years. After 3 long years of Mephisto being a meme out here, apparently he's going to be an Ironheart. We'll see. He said Doom's personal story can be a thing for a show. He said, I say a show more than a movie. I think so too. I wouldn't go as far as to make Doom a movie, because to be honest, if you do Secret Wars right, that's a Doom movie. Oh man, I just want to see what they do later. I just want to see what they do later with them. Hopefully they do that character justice. Said Mr. Sinister is dope, but he's B tier. I agree. Said Mr. Sinister isn't quite the villain for a straight up conflict, since he's more of a I agree with that too. I agree with that too. Like Mr. Sinister, he's not that Avengers level threat. He's not. So I can't wait to see Emma Frost. Yeah, that should be interesting. Yeah, like see what they do, with her, Scott Summers, and Jean. That could be interesting. That could be an interesting situation. So I can wait for the X-Men villains. No rush. I agree with that. I can wait. But I want to see Doom now. Like I want to, after seeing Kane. As cool as Kane looks, man, it just made me think about Doom would be so much cooler. So I love walking into my favorite Marvel character of all time, getting his praise. Hey man, Doom is one of my favorites also. Absolutely. Can't be mad at that. So fuck it. We're gonna see Doom in a vibranium suit. I thought bats, man. I thought that's what we were gonna get built up to with Wakanda Forever. I thought Wakanda Forever was gone. Doom was supposed to be a post-credit scene for Wakanda Forever. I thought that's what they were going to build up to, but they did. We can add that to the laundry list of reasons why I was disappointed personally in Wakanda Forever. We can just add that to the laundry list of things that, you know, I didn't like about that movie. Not gonna say it's a bad movie. I just wasn't a huge fan of it. Said he was supposed to be a cameo. Yeah, he was. He was supposed to be there. He was supposed to be there. And who knows, like, based on how things are set up, we don't really know that he wasn't. He just wasn't shown on camera, but we don't know that he wasn't there. We don't know that he's not behind whatever he could be behind. Pause. Oh, you haven't seen Wakanda Forever? Hey man, don't let me color your opinion. If I hope that my comments are not influencing you guys, because I absolutely encourage people to, you know, view and develop their own opinions and whatnot. But you say it wasn't really in a rush. I felt the same way about it. And I'll put it this way: watching the movie justified my feelings for that. Once I watched the movie, I understood. I didn't feel like I was missing anything by not going to see it immediately. Like Quantumania, I'm there. I'm there for that. We in the building. Wakanda Forever, it didn't do that for me. Set February 1st on Disney Plus. There you go. You in the home stretch, man. Yeah, you're in the home stretch, man. Said Wakanda Forever was more a tribute, and it was a good flick. I mean, I don't know. It didn't come off as a tribute to me though. Like, whatever. I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you liked it, man. So let me tell you, I'm gonna be day one in Quantumania for sure. But yeah, man, oh man, when we get Doom, we gonna be in for something. If they do him the type of justice that they've done for all of these other villains, we gonna be there. I mean, right now we're in the multiverse saga, and the multiverse saga is going to end at phase 6. After that, we're in the timeless saga, more likely than not. Either the timeless saga or the eternity saga. That's more likely than not when we'll get, you know, Doom, Magneto. So I said the same thing about Thor: Love and Thunder. Oh man, said disappointing ain't the word, man. That shit was garbage. That was trash. Like I watched it. I watched it at first, and then I was like, yo, it's okay. I watched it the second time, man. I was like, man, what was I thinking? Man? This is garbage. This is awful. This is terrible. Yeah, listen, I just watched Thor. That's the definition of mid. Nah, man. Thor wasn't mid. Man, Thor was. Yeah, hot baloney. Trash juice. That joint was terrible. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to seeing what new projects come out within the next few years leading up to you know, Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, because the Shang-Chi sequel is gonna be coming out. I would imagine we'd be getting another Spider-Man in between that. The Marvels is gonna be coming out. Woohoo! The Marvels. If they can get Blade on track, that might be coming out. Of course, Fantastic Four is gonna be there. So I feel like it could have been better if Natalie Portman wasn't in it. Huge identity crisis. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I felt like there were so many other issues with that. There were so many issues with that movie. I can't just say it was her. I can't say that. But maybe it would have at least been better. Have you touched on the MCU fatigue yet? You got it right now. I mean, I haven't. I haven't, because personally, I'm not one of those people that feel like I just need to tap into every MCU project when they come out. So like, if I feel like I need to fall back, or if something doesn't interest me, I'll sit on the sidelines. Like I never watched Miss Marvel. I never watched Miss Marvel. I watched Wakanda Forever at my own leisure. What else didn't I watch? Yeah, Thor. I waited for that to come out on Disney Plus. But yeah, like it's not a situation to where I necessarily get fatigued, because I consume it at my leisure. So I don't necessarily feel the need to, you know, keep up with it as it comes out. If I feel like I need to take a break from something, I take the break. But I could absolutely see how somebody that actively just follows things and they're just so invested that they watch things as they come out, because of that, I could see why you get fatigued, because a lot of it, especially in Phase 4, hasn't been good. A lot of it hasn't been good. Now I think there's been really good stuff in there, but I think Phase 4 has also been responsible for some of the worst content that they've ever put out. You know, so I could absolutely understand somebody getting fatigued if they stayed locked in the whole time. If they stayed locked in the whole time, absolutely, I could see you getting fatigued. I get it. Said Phase 4 was just filler, pretty much, for the most part. I would say 70% of it was. Said gotta support Tiana Parrish. Support everybody for sure, no doubt. Said, man, I watched She-Hulk and I regret it. I do too. Yeah, hey man, I get it. I regret it too. She-Hulk, that's another one. So I watch at my leisure as well. I am fatigued and a bit dissatisfied with Phase 4. I mean, but I think there's a difference between fatigued and dissatisfied. I think fatigue is when you feel like you're overwhelmed. You're overwhelmed at the rate that you're consuming content from said source. You know, I think you consume at your leisure to avoid fatigue. Now, dissatisfied, ain't no way around that. I'm dissatisfied too. I'm with you. But maybe you need to, you know, be even more leisurely. If you still feel fatigued though. If you still feel fatigued by you know the way you're consuming the content, maybe you need to be even more leisurely than you already are. So honestly, I watched most of it. I said I like Miss Marvel. I like Miss Marvel's better than She-Hulk. That's not saying much. That's not saying much, Sim. Because She-Hulk might be the worst show on Disney Plus from Marvel. That's not saying much. Like, it's like saying, you know, we're going from hot dog water to you know, raw chicken water. Both of them is bad, dog. Both of them is horrible. Said, yo, Jay, what's going on, man? Said another dope stream. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We was talking about a little bit of MCU news since you know that trailer dropped. That trailer dropped last night, man. And then after that, man, we're gonna go into the main topic, man. Where we actually kick it about, you know, FGC. Said Dr. Jet in effect. Nah, man, it's just a little bit of game and a whole lot of common sense, dog. And anytime something fatigues me, man, I slow down my consumption of it. The Spider-Man No Way Home was a satisfying movie. I love Spider-Man No Way Home. Yeah. So interestingly enough, I like the Hawkeye show on Disney Plus. I thought Hawkeye was okay. I thought Hawkeye was all right. I thought Hawkeye was all right. Say, you didn't like Hawkeye? You didn't like Hawkeye, but you like Miss Marvel? Man, let me find out. You got the box set of Degrassi over there, Sim. Let me find out. Let me find out. You got the Degrassi box set over there, pimp. Let me find out. Man, I might have to roll a check on Sim, man. I might have to roll a check on Sim, dog. He said, whoa, chill. I don't know, Sim. I don't know. Said Degrassi shot Drake. I know. Yeah, put him in the wheelchair, man. Wheelchair Jimmy. Yeah, man, where Drake was the star basketball player. Oh man. Oh man. That's funny. It was fun. It was fun to get away from all the superpowers and get to a street level Marvel story. I agree. I think that's dope. Like, that's why I like the Netflix shows so much too. That's why I like the Netflix shows. They were, you know, they show, because I don't like to call them grounded, because it's still unrealistic. It's all of it's based in pretty unrealistic stuff. But it's a lot more. It's less fantasy based. It's less fantasy based. That Daredevil and Punisher are legit. Indeed. So actually, now that I think about it, Hawkeye was definitely better than Miss Marvel. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Like, you had to think about that one. You had to think about that one, Sim. Did you? Did you? Did you? Oh, man. Yeah, the Punisher. Yeah, Punisher is the man. Bring back John Bernthal, man. Bring back John Bernthal. Bring back Kristen Ritter, too. I love Jessica Jones. Bring back everybody except for Iron Fist, man. Bring everybody back. Says Sim skating backwards. Yeah, man, a little bit. A little bit, man. I don't know, man. He said, I'm still pushing for me to play Night Thrasher. Hey, man, got my vote, dog. Yeah, keep Danny Rand on the sideline for sure. We good. We good. But yeah, everybody else though, definitely bring back Kristen Ritter. Bring back. Of course, Mike Coulter is Luke. Of course, got to bring him back. Bring back John Bernthal. Yeah, bring them all back though, except for old boy, over there. You know, we don't need him. But I will say, like, if there was one person from the Netflix shows that I would want brought back, it was the Kingpin. They did bring Willie back. Said we have Shang-Chi, we don't need Iron Fist. I would agree with that. I'd agree with that. Yeah, since Kevin Feige loves merging characteristics of characters into one. Yeah. We don't need Iron Fist. Just make Shang-Chi do everything Iron Fist was gonna do. Story-wise. Let him team up with Luke Cage and be the heroes for hire. Let him, let him just do everything that Iron Fist was gonna do. We don't even need him. We can consolidate. They bring back Rosario. Oh, definitely. Definitely bring back Rosario Dawson. Definitely. You're right about that, Sim. Can never have too much Rosario Dawson. I have loved her ever since Sin City. That the flu was strong out here, had me down and out last weekend. Oh man, no bueno, man. No bueno, man. Yeah, get well, man. Yeah, man, glad you could make it, dog. Yeah, I'm glad you could make it. Said Shang-Chi gonna find the hidden city of Kunlun. I'm unfamiliar. Fill me in on that. Fill me in. School. I ain't gonna front. Like that part of Marvel, I was always kind of tapped out on, man. Yeah, school me on that. Then after that, man, I guess we can jump into the main topic. It's been an hour? That's crazy, man. I swear time fly when I talk to y'all, man. So even when I was a kid, I always kind of thought Iron Fist was lame. Facts. To be honest, I'm gonna keep it real. I didn't know who Iron Fist was until he appeared in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I didn't know who Iron Fist was, bruh. I was like, man, who is this character? Who is this character taking up a valuable slot? Who is this character taking up a valuable slot in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 out here? Marvel vs. Capcom 3 didn't have 56 characters back then, man. Like, why are you taking up a slot? But, eventually, years later, end up, finding out a little bit more about Iron Fist. But, yeah, I thought it was lame too, bruh. 100%. Yeah, I thought he was mega lame. Yeah, I thought homie was whack. All right. Said Kunlun is a mystical city where Iron Fist gets his power from. When you think about Shang-Chi, it's basically the same thing because Homeboy's dad was trying to break into his wife's city. Huh, okay. I was unfamiliar. Consider me schooled now. Yeah, consider me schooled now, Sim. Thank you. So it's kind of hard to say which era of fighting games is the best because that's really going to be based on personal gameplay. Yeah, I think experience does dictate a lot of what one's answer would be. But if you're a person that participated in both, and let's just not look at it from a personal gameplay standpoint. I'm going to introduce other variables that may or may not influence your decision, because there are a lot of people, including myself, mind you, and this is where we transition into our main topic, right? I'm a person, I look back on my times during the arcade era with a certain level of nostalgia. And nostalgia can be very, very intoxicating. Intoxicating to the point in which you don't see things for what they actually are. So during this stream, we're going to have a little conversation, and we're going to try to show everything for what it is and not necessarily what we remember them by. So, this should be fun. Let's have a little bit of fun. Say, yo, Jet, you are heavy into entertainment. Does it hit different nowadays than when you were young? It depends. It depends on the type of entertainment. It depends on the type of entertainment, because I'm like, entertainment is a very, very broad word. Like, if we're talking about video games, movies, television, sports, music, it'll vary from branch of entertainment to branch. To be honest, I don't feel the same way that I once did for music. I feel like music as a whole has been diluted as a whole, but I do feel very excited for gaming. I'm excited for the direction that gaming is going into, despite certain industry practices that I don't agree with. Movies, I would say by and large, I was more excited for movies than I am now too. Like I liked the certain variety in movies that we got back then a little bit more than what we get now. But I do like the emergence of gaming. I do like the advancements that gaming has made and continues to make. I gotta turn this heat down, man. Give me a minute. All right, there we go. But yeah, to answer your question, Jay, it heavily depends on the type of entertainment that it is. I do think I enjoy sports just as much as I always did. So like there's kind of like a I enjoy it just as much as I did before. Gaming I enjoy more. Music I don't enjoy as much. Movies potentially not either. So it depends. It depends on what branch of entertainment specifically. 'Cause entertainment is so broad. But let's see. Let's get back. See, I was trying to say the same thing. Arcade era was my favorite, and I never had enough quarters to play as much as I'd like to. I still stood around and watched like a fan at an NBA game, fighting games predominantly. That was awesome. That was a very fun part of the arcade era. Spectating. It was just as much of a social experience as it was a competitive one. That's one thing that I tried to recreate over here at TNT's in a different way, albeit, but try to recreate it in another way. Said I remember that era too. If you stood around sometimes, someone will give you a quarter so you could play. Yeah, absolutely. There'll be some generous folk out there. But that lends me to ask the question. Though. If you had an ability to choose, do you prefer that experience of being a spectator? Or do you prefer the ability to play whenever you want for a flat rate at the house? One must ask, because we're gonna break it down from a pros and cons standpoint. Pros of the arcade era: the social experience. You have a chance to meet, interact, talk to, rub elbows with. Whole lot of competitors that you can learn from, share game with, befriend, develop personal connection with. And I don't care what anybody says, there's nothing like playing with a huge crowd behind you. It's the best. But yeah, the social aspect, obviously. The human aspect of it, the energy. Great way to put it. The energy. There's an absolute thrill that comes from being in the same environment physically with a bunch of people that share your interest and passion. That is a positive. That is a pro that has really been difficult to replicate in any other era outside of it. Of course, you have your local scenes, but even that still wasn't quite like having the arcade. Not quite. What are some other positives that you will feel were of the arcade era? Because I'll bring up one. I'll bring up one myself. It was a lot easier. It was a lot easier for developers to turn a profit on their games. It was a lot easier back then. Which is why fighting games were booming so much during that period of time. They were a lot cheaper to make, and you were able to make a lot more money off of them. They would sell a lot of different arcade cabinets to various retailers or whatever. Not the retailers, but store owners, arcades, barbershops, whatever. They would make a larger. They were having corporate money come to them a lot of the time. They would have money from businesses as opposed to money from consumers. They would have money coming from businesses. Those arcade boards were not cheap. They would make pretty decent money off of that. They made pretty decent money. So from a business standpoint, it was very, very profitable to do it. Which means it's a lot more fruitful for the company to make more of the product that we like. It's less of a financial risk. Always a positive thing. But see, that's my issue though. The more that I sat down and actually thought about this, that's kind of where the benefits ended for me. I would love to hear yours, because perhaps you're able to introduce something that I can't. But I can't think of any other benefit to the arcade era. I can't think of any other benefit. Now, of course, you get a one-to-one gaming experience and things like that. Now, that kind of goes without saying. You get a one-to-one gaming experience, so you don't have to worry about internet lag and things like that. Yeah, for sure. Performance of the game, you're positive that you'll get the closest representation of a local experience, because it is a local experience. But beyond those, I guess, three things, it troubled me to come up with anything else. And not to discount those three things, because I love those three things. I will always treasure those three things. But when comparing it to kind of like what we have now, I think it'll begin to make a little bit more sense once I start bringing up the cons of the arcade era and the pros of the online era. I think it'll make a little bit more sense why arcades died as quickly as they did. Says, see, my younger self would have said go back to the arcade, but I'm old and jaded now, so I'll stick to playing at home. Old and jaded may have something to do with it, but I think there's a lot more to it than just that. I think there's more to it than just that also. And we'll get into it. So was the arcades a testing ground before some games would come to the console? Not some, all. Every single one. That was the absolute purpose. That was the absolute purpose of the arcades, honestly. It would be a testing ground. It'd be a testing ground to see how things are received before they ship it out for mass consumption. Home consoles, things like that. It's absolutely a testing ground for mass consumption. 100%. That's not even the case for some. It was that case for all of them. It was that case for all of them. Every single one. Going from Street Fighter to Mortal Kombat to Tekken to Soul Calibur to Killer Instinct to what else? Primal Rage to Hydro Thunder to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles coin ops, to NFL Blitz, NBA Jam, Terminator 2, the arcade game. Name the arcade that came to console. The arcade version was the testing ground for it. It was the testing ground for it, and it was at the same time also a billboard. It was an advertisement for something that you could ask for as a kid, that you could ask for Christmas. That's all it was. That's all it was. Say games were finished at launch and didn't get patched. Oh, hold on. All right, you know what? Let's talk about that since we're there, because that is where I'm gonna get at. See, everybody wants to talk about patches like they're so bad. People want to talk about patches like they're bad. Let's because Street Fighter is the hot ticket. It's the hot topic of 2023 when it comes to fighting games. Into 2022, 2020, going into 23. Since Street Fighter is the hot topic, let's talk about that for a moment, shall we? Street Fighter 2 came out. It revolutionized not only fighting games, but it revolutionized video games. It was so successful that they released later on. Now, I don't have dates with me. The dates at this point are really insignificant when we talk about the grander scheme of the point. They later released Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition. For all intents and purposes, it's a balanced patch with DLC. It's an update. It's an update that unlocked 4 characters, the boss characters, the Shadaloo characters, and it was a balanced patch. Now, mind you, both of these two games, both of these 2 editions, these revisions, had console releases that were full price. What is full price, you say? Between $74.99 and $89.99. Now, mind you, we're talking about 2 by now. Both of them got full price releases. Now, let's go from Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition. Let's go to Super Street Fighter 2. Super Street Fighter 2 added 4 additional characters. It added DJ, who's recently revealed in Street Fighter 6, T-Hawk, Fei Long. Hopefully they bring Fei Long back. And the queen of Street Fighter, known as Cammy. This version again got a full retail release. So your favorite Street Fighter game ever? I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you for that. Might be mine too. Super Street Fighter 2. That also got a console release at full price. Then we got Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Now everybody loves Super Turbo. Tournament standard still. Everybody plays ST. Still to this day, there are still tournaments that go on in ST. This also got a retail release. So, I ask you, is the day and age that we live in now to where you can buy one physical copy of a game and update it at a discount, is that really so bad in comparison to paying $75 for every additional revision? And see, this is what a lot of people, they either forget or they weren't there. And if you weren't there, I don't fault you. You can't be born at a time in which you just weren't born. But This is how it was back then. This is how it was. So actually, when people talk about patches and things like that, I look at that as an advantage that we're here now. I'm glad we are here now. I'm glad that we can just get a patch, as opposed to saying, hey man, we added 4 characters to the game, now pay another $75. How would you feel about that season pass? 4 characters for $75 with a couple stages on top of it, and hey, that new game. New game. Hey man, I'm just saying. Said, yeah, 95, baby, I wasn't there. That's crazy work, Capcom. But you know what? It's not crazy work because that's what everybody did. That's what you had to do. Like, hey man, I know you wasn't born, Sim, but video games predate the internet. There was not, video game platforms did not always just have internet integration to them, dog. This was they did the way that they knew. They did the way that they knew. That's why people used to rent games at Blockbuster. That's also true. People would kind of skate around net cost to just renting games. Sure, that's absolutely a thing. So I remember when DOA had all the fighters on the disc. I mean, there was a period in time in which, all the fighters that were available at the time would be technically on there until it gets updated. DOA got updated too. DOA had season passes. And DOA was also just garbage too. Sorry, Saab. I'm sorry, man. I love you, dog, still. But DOA is just trash. It need all the fighters on the disc. Like you gotta have that kind of advantage. You gotta have all the fighters on there, because ain't nobody gonna be wanting to be buying fighters for a trash game like that. I'm just saying. Like DOA is just so bad, man. So because buying them was just too expensive. Word. Yo, Merch, what up? Says got done to gym with the wife. Hey man, I love it, man. Indulging in a healthy lifestyle, man. So how many versions of Street Fighter 2 were there alone? Yeah, I just went over that. I stopped at 5. I know there was Vanilla 2, Championship Edition, Super Turbo, and there was also Hyper Fighting. Who knows how many other different versions? Who knows, man? Yeah, come on, DOA 2 on Xbox is sick, man. On the Xbox generation, man, I was playing Soul Calibur. I was playing Soul Calibur 2, man. I was playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Those right there. Those were the ones, baby. Yeah, DOA had fighters on the disc at launch, locked behind DLC for one of the 360 games. I wouldn't doubt it. Street Fighter Cross Tekken did the same thing. So I ain't gonna lie, Jet. Street Fighter 5 pissed me off when I purchased it day one. I hope 6 don't do that again. I mean, granted, I know you haven't had a chance to play 6, but depending on what your specific grievances were, I'm pretty sure you won't have that issue. Like there's more available in the Street Fighter 6 beta to do than there was in the entirety of Street Fighter 5 full game at launch. So depending on what your specific grievances are, I can't answer that for you. But I don't think that I don't think you'll be as mad at Street Fighter 6 as you was at 5. I'll just say that. They milked Street Fighter 2 for years, man. Yo, they milked Street Fighter 2 for a solid 6 years. They milked it for a solid 6 years. Like people are acting like this joint was one revision that was just done from the jump. And people were just, playing that finished version for the whole time. No. These games, this has always been a practice, and now it's even better than it was before. It's even more consumer friendly because you're not emptying your pockets to play it at the arcade just to buy an even more expensive version to play it at home, over and over again. That's why I don't understand why people like when people complain about patches. It lets me know how ignorant they are, and I don't mean that disrespectfully, but it lets me know how ignorant they were of how things actually were, like in '91. It lets me know you either weren't there, or you just don't remember things as they actually were, and that's what this conversation is for. For us to actually think about things in context of how they were and not just how we choose to remember them based on very, very fond experiences, fond memories. Said the lobby system alone could hold you over 100%. 100%. The 6, from what I've seen, looks much better than 5. Oh man. From what it looks, you're absolutely right. Playing it, you'll see that playing it is even better than how you think it looks. Not even sure if you feel me on that, but you think it looks good, it plays even better than that. When you in the mix, it's even better. Said now when they add 4 characters, it only costs $20 instead of a full 60. 60? Whew. But yo, man, 60 is a discount. 60 is a discount. I remember when I bought Super Street Fighter 2 on Super Nintendo. Joint was $80. It was $80, man. Like, I remember Championship Edition never came to Super Nintendo. That only went to Genesis because Vanilla 2 only went to Super Nintendo, I believe. Championship Edition, I think, only went to Genesis, and then Super may have been on both. I remember on Super Nintendo that joint I paid $80. Paid $80 for 4 characters and a few stages and a balance patch. If somebody imagine the level of outrage that these new gamers will have if they came out and said, "Yo, man, we added 4 characters to the game, 2 stages." You know what I'm saying? We heard y'all. You know what I'm saying? That stage, Dowsum got elephants in the back. We gonna hook that up. Same thing, but daytime now. It's gonna be daytime when you select it. We're gonna add that DLC, $80. What? Huh? Excuse me? The internet would explode. So, give me my DLC. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with DLC. I don't have to go out to the store, buy a whole nother copy of the game. I'm good. That don't even mention the Alpha Series. Oh, the Alpha Series is fire. Yeah, Alpha Series is fire. That patches are good as long as they're not too fast or overcorrected. Yo, that is a legitimate. That's a legitimate statement. That's a legitimate statement. That is true. That is true. I'm with that. I still need to play 6. Man, you still haven't played it. Yo, man, you got a code, man. You done had a code for the past 2 betas and you still ain't played. Sod, man. Man, Sod, man. You killing me right now. So I want to see what a modern take on Darkstalkers will look like. That'd be fire. I think Street Fighter 6 is a great point for Capcom to think about other fighting games for a minute. Marvel versus Capcom. Marvel versus Capcom. Four. Because Infinite doesn't count. Infinite don't count. That is not Marvel 4. Infinite doesn't count. I don't give a fuck what Chuck say. I don't know what he talking about. That's that dark liquor he be drinking. I don't know what he talking about. I don't know what he talking about, man. He be blacking out off that. He be blacking out off that. I don't know what the fuck wrong with him. But the more he hangs around, he gonna see the light eventually. He gonna see the light eventually, man. Them dull ass looking characters, weak ass roster. That's why people up here just want to update the game from 2011. They like, yo, man, we're gonna update this 2011 game because this one that came out 5 years ago don't exist. Man, what is that? That garbage. Yo, man, we gonna take the third character out, and we're gonna have it to where you can pick from 6 different Infinity Stones. What? Most of them bitches is useless. All right, but anyway, I digress. But yes, patches are okay if, like Merch said, they're not too overcorrected, which can absolutely be an issue. But on the flip side of that, there are a lot of things that existed in fighting games early on that absolutely could have benefited from a hot fix or two. Just saying. There are a lot of things that could have benefited from hot fixes. I can think of a couple things in Marvel that could have. Like the Gambit flying to the top of the screen thing. I mean, really, any of the Infinites, man. Them Infinite, man, like they're cool. They're cool, but that's not where it's at. That's not where it's at. Let's see. All right, where we at? Let me see where we at. Let me catch up with y'all for a minute. I had to complete my thought for a minute because Saab triggered me on. He triggered me to go into a Marvel vs. Capcom rant again. Let me see. That game has sauce. But EX, man, I'm cool on EX, man. I'm cool on EX. Said chill out on us norms, man. Like it's one thing, like, cause Ace, you know, like you know what I'm saying, you on that, you know, you on that side of the game, you know what I'm saying, like that is what it is. Saab has had the beta since the first one. He's had the beta since the first one, man. He is killing me right now. He is killing me. Said MVCI 2. I will time you out, Chuck. I will time you out if that happens. Oh, don't even put that out there. Don't even put that out there. Oh man, no, we don't need an we didn't need MVCI 1. Capcom realized they didn't need MVCI 1 2 months after they released it. Dog, I ain't never seen a game get canceled so quick, bruh. Dog, how you release a game in September and just stop all support of it in December of the same year? Of the same year. It said, woo, this ain't working. This is not working. Stop now. Everybody that's on this project right now, move to Street Fighter 6. We are starting Street Fighter 6 right now. Right now. Get up. Whatever you doing, get up. Go over there. That's what happened. Like, behind the scenes to the Capcom offices in late 2017, they dropped Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and said, okay, and then in December we're gonna drop Venom. We're gonna drop Venom right before Capcom Cup. We're gonna drop Venom right before Capcom Cup. That'll give us some positive momentum. Oh Lord, them numbers still horrible. Oh no, them numbers are still bad. You know what? Oh man, the Reality Stone is broken. We gotta patch. We gotta patch the Reality Stone. We gotta patch that. All right. What else can we do? I don't know if we can afford to do nothing else. We ain't got no money, dog. All right. It's December. We dropped the game in September. It's only December right now. What we gonna do? Kill the project. Kill the project. You see, we got some heat over there. Street Fighter 6. Go there. That's what happened in the Capcom offices. I had wiretaps. I had wiretaps in the offices, and that's exactly what happened, verbatim. Those were the conversations that took place. You know, those numbers were so horrible. And it wasn't just the numbers, because Street Fighter V's numbers weren't good either. But the energy, the word of mouth around that game was so bad. The PR around that game was so bad. For a variety of reasons. Said MVCI wasn't that bad. Man, it wasn't that good either. And see, that's the problem. MVCI wasn't that bad. That ain't good enough. MVCI shouldn't be bad at all. It shouldn't be bad at all. It needs to be good. It needs to be good. It needs to be fire. That's what it needs to be. It needs to be fire. He said Street Fighter EX sold more than Marvel vs. Capcom. If they probably did, dog. Oh man, it probably did, bruh. He said, "Stop! Your cannon string is no wiretap." Hey man, I heard enough with my cannon string. All right, my cannon string worked just fine, cause I heard the gist of what was going on in them offices. And they said, "Yo, this project is done 2.5 months after we released it. Done." Man, that joint is 2017 to 2017. That joint was done. Said, why would I play Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite when Injustice 2 was killing it? But see, you know what? Injustice 2 wasn't even the competition of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. The problem was, with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite specifically, was that Dragon Ball FighterZ was marketed right next to it. And Dragon Ball FighterZ looks so much better. Dragon Ball FighterZ looked like what Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite was supposed to be. That was the problem. The fact that Dragon Ball FighterZ was coming out less than 6 months after Infinite, that is a large contributing factor to the problem that Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite had. There was a team-based fighter that looked more Marvel than Marvel. That's what looks bad. It's not even so much the Injustice thing. You know, like Injustice is gonna be its own thing. Like, you know, like NRS is always gonna have their thing. Like, they're always gonna be popular. But when you have another team-based fighter that is coming out, and it looks like it's doing your shtick better than you are. The shtick that you have built a 20+ year reputation on doing, and this other game is coming out and it's doing it better than whatever your current effort is. I won't compare it to the previous, but it's doing it better than whatever your current effort is. It looked better. It played better. It had the mechanics that people wanted more. It checked all the boxes while Infinite seemingly did none of it. Now, when you get Infinite in your hands, I think that is the one positive about it, that it did play well. It functioned well. And I used that, yeah, pun intended. It functioned well. The netcode was great. Playing the game online is cool. I like the active tag system. But the problem is that it has so much bad PR around it leading for the 9 months that it led up to its release, in which it was promoing. Everything about it looked bad. And people couldn't play it to really, offset this bad opinion that they had of the game. The characters looked horrible. The roster was bad. It had this weird shellac, shiny graphical thing to it that made it look ew. You know, like none of it from a presentation standpoint looked good. None of it. And then you have a game on the other side of it in Dragon Ball FighterZ, a team-based fighter. First of all, it's based on Dragon Ball. People are going to lose their mind based off that alone. And then they find out that it's a team-based fighter that is pretty much in their head, they're taking the Marvel formula. But then you see Infinite, and you compare it to Infinite, and it's doing Marvel better than Marvel. That is what killed Infinite. That was the final nail in the coffin. The fact that you're going to get this game in a few weeks ago. Not a few weeks, but 6 months later, less than a year later, you can actually play what the real Marvel game should have been. Say you don't want to play Magneto. You want to play Magneto's function. Yeah, you want his triangle jump. Oh my God. Combo Fiend, absolutely one of my favorite Marvel players of all time. Got much love for Combo Fiend, and I actually met him at Capcom Cup in 2017. He's a cool dude. But that was a horrible thing to say. Even if his hands were tied, that's a horrible thing to say. Oh man, that was bad. That was bad. People want to play the characters they like. They don't care. And see, that's the thing. Him being a competitor, because he's not completely wrong. He's just speaking from the wrong perspective. Now that he's like an executive. He can't speak from the perspective of a competitor when you're an executive, when you're a producer on the game. You have to try and sell this to mass people. People don't care about whether this character has a triangle jump or not. They want to see Magneto. They want to see Wolverine. They want to see Dr. Doom. And the people that were even Marvel fans didn't even really get what they wanted from it. Because anybody who's like who has followed Marvel versus Capcom culture, versus culture, you know that there are just certain characters that's got to be there. Magneto is one of them. Sentinel is more popular in Marvel versus Capcom culture than he is in actual Marvel culture. People don't care about the Sentinel in real, just regular Marvel culture. The Sentinel, he's a generic character. He doesn't matter. It's like caring about the Foot Soldiers, the Foot Clan, or the Putty Patrol. But in Marvel vs. Capcom, the Sentinel is God tier. The Sentinel is God tier. You've got to account for that. Storm, you got to have Storm there. Wolverine, you've got to have Wolverine there. Even Cyclops, absolutely. Cyclops as well. The fact that Marvel Infinite ignored so many things that Dragon Ball Fighters absolutely leaned into. That's what put Marvel Infinite in the casket. That's what put Marvel Infinite in the casket, man, and moved everybody that was working on Marvel Infinite over to Street Fighter 6. So, hey, for everybody who's so excited about Street Fighter 6, we partially have Marvel Infinite to thank. Marvel Infinite crawled and got crushed in their face with a sledgehammer so that Street Fighter 6 could walk. Because they learned those Marvel Infinite lessons. They learned those Marvel Infinite lessons. And now we're reaping the benefits of them. A lot of those mistakes will never be made again. But yeah. I digress. We can turn this into a whole Marvel conversation because Chuck just don't he don't know good Marvel. Just because Chuck don't know good Marvel, man, we can turn this into a whole Marvel conversation, and that's just crazy. Chuck gonna know good Marvel. He gonna know good Marvel soon, man. We gonna set up some Parsec matches. We're gonna set up some Parsec matches with this modded Marvel vs. Capcom 3 that came out 6 years before Marvel Infinite was ever a thing. We gonna teach. We gonna show Chuck what Marvel is supposed to be. We gonna show him what it's supposed to be. You ain't gotta accept that, Chuck. You ain't gotta accept that, Chuck. I don't want my boy just out here just settling for jail food when he can have that filet mignon out here. You know what I'm saying? You're up here getting the back piece of the ham that's been laid out for like 3 days in the horrible orange juice that's on a platter that was slid to you under your dough and all that, man. No, you ain't gotta settle for that no more, dog. You ain't gotta settle for that, man. We gonna have some filet mignon over here. You gonna be sipping on some Dom Perignon in a minute. You gonna be good. You gonna be good, dog. Hey Black, hey, if you run Marvel too, hey man, we can get it cracking. We can get it cracking, man. I'm trying to relearn this joint. I'm trying to relearn it. I ain't ran Marvel 3 since 2014, 15. I'm trying to relearn that bad boy. You said Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is a T-bone state. That joint need to be T-boned by an 18-wheeler. That's what happened to it. That joint got T-boned. It ain't no T-bone. No, sir. No, sir. Don't be eating that Spam calling the steak, dog. Don't do that. Don't do that. Said Marvel Rise of the Imperfects. I remember that joint vaguely. Said Cyclops, Jill, and Guile. But see, you know what? You know the dope thing about that, man? you could create an all-star team just based on just characters that you like, man. And that's what Marvel vs. Capcom was supposed to be. Somewhere along the line, it just got awful. So at least UNVC 3 is available to play on PS5. So many great memories. Yeah, it's available to play on it, but the online is terrible. The online is terrible. That delay-based netcode, man. It would not be the most pleasurable experience. It would not be the most pleasurable. Which is one of the cons of the online era. That as the arcades died, the internet was not quite ready for a long time to take over, to receive the torch and keep running. Woo! We went through some very, very, very painful. We went through some very, very painful growing pains when it comes to, netcode incorporated in fighting games. That delay-based netcode that was introduced in a lot of fighters back then was just awful. Like you said, rollback netcode should be mandatory for fighters. Absolutely. To the point that it's even being retroactively added to fighters. So we getting there. We getting there. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing that we finally getting there, man. But man, when the arcades went away and we had to rely more on the online and local meetups for consoles and things like that, man, it was rough. It was rough if you was playing online. Playing Marvel vs. Capcom 3 online is rough. It's rough. Playing any iteration of Soul Calibur online is rough. Playing any iteration of, Tekken to me is rough. A lot of people had issues playing Street Fighter V online. Personally, I can't say I had a bad experience with the Street Fighter V netcode. I can't say that. The ass whoopings that I got in Street Fighter V were just because I just didn't play the game as much as I needed to for the 6 years it was out, 7 years. Said MVC2 for Dreamcast was fire. Absolutely. You already know. Yeah, Dreamcast, man. You already know. Had the Dreamcast in the backpack, dog. Study hall. You already know what time it is, baby. You already know what time it is. What up, Dolo? Said the arcade experience was great for that one-to-one experience. Yeah, it was. It was, man. But now that we're getting there with rollback netcode, I think that was the final step. That was the final step to really setting the arcade era over the top. Because setting the online era over the top. Excuse me. The fact that if you have a very, very strong online foundation, as far as networking and connectivity, it shrinks the world so much. It has it to where I can constantly put the ass whoopings on Chuck just whenever. I don't have to go where he at. He ain't gotta show up to where I'm at. I can whoop his ass whenever. You know what I'm saying? And that is great to know. That's great to be able to do. You know what I'm saying? That is a beautiful thing. And be good, Ant. Appreciate you pulling up, dog. As always, man. I'm gonna get up with you. But yeah, man, the internet shrinks the world so much, so that you can have the competition with anybody on the face of the earth, man. And now with Discord servers, now with, game chat, party chats and all that, man, you can almost recreate the social aspect of it. Now, of course, you can't recreate the, seeing somebody's face, trolling somebody to their face, or having, the feeling of a live crowd behind you when you playing. You can't, recreate that. True enough. But I think it comes close enough for the money that you're saving. All you got to do is pay that upfront cost, man. You ain't got to worry about bringing $20 to the arcade God knows how many times while you wait for the arcade release that's going to be even more expensive than it is now. So you paying $10, $5, $10, $20, however much money you bring to the arcade. If you somebody like Chuck, you probably got to bring like $50 to the arcade because you getting beat every time you play. But I mean, somebody like me, I was able to get by with like $5 because I stay on the cabinet for like hours at a time. You know what I'm saying? Like I had crazy win streaks. You know what I'm saying? But depending on how much you brought to the arcade on a weekly, bi-weekly, however often you visit the arcade basis, you're doing that. And then when it comes out on console, you still have to invest even more money for that version. And then you're going to have to do it again for the next version. And then you're going to have to do it again for the next version, when all of these could really just be patches. And the balance patches are a lot of times free. The balance patches are free now. I mean, the online experience is actually really good when it comes to fighting games. I think a lot of people are just, they let nostalgia blind them. And I understand because the moments that we had during that period of time just can't be replicated. You can't replicate those experiences, but the benefits that come from the online era to offset that, it's actually pretty damn good. You get the opportunity to be able to fight so many different types of opponents that you would never have a chance to before. Shatron. We used to be regular sparring partners back in Detroit. We used to be regular sparring partners. Now we could be sparring partners all over again. 2,000 miles apart. That would not be possible in the arcade era unless somebody took a flight. It's a beautiful thing, man. Because of rollback netcode, because of crossplay, man, it's a beautiful thing. It's shrunk the world. And that to me is, if I had to choose one, man, I've got to go with the online era. I've got to go with the online era. If you're a competitor, man, you got to go with the online era. So y'all sign my petition to nerf Simmons Street Fighter 6 yet? Yo, paste that bad boy in the chat. Paste that bad boy in the chat immediately. I will sign that joint. Hey, yo, man. How many emails you want me to sign under? How many emails you want me to sign up under? I got 5 on deck right now. I got 5 on deck. Do I need more? I got you. Don't even trip. Yup. Nerf Sim right now. Says still see Skynet in the street. Said Midwest FGC holds the crown. I don't know. I mean, being out here, man, you gotta see it. You gotta see how it's been out here out west, man. You gotta see how it's been out west, man. Hey, we ain't gonna talk about New York, man. We ain't gonna talk about New York because one of the main dudes that's been a presence in New York FGC, man. That dude been getting his embezzle on, and I'm intentionally not talking about that. I'm intentionally avoiding that subject because Chuck and them took care of that. Chuck and them took care of that. So I ain't touching that one. But hey, man, you gotta see how it is out here on the West Coast, man. The West Coast is all right too when it comes to the FGC, man. We ain't gonna talk about the East Coast, man. We ain't gonna talk about the East Coast, man. As far as I'm concerned, them boys off the grid right now. Them boys off the grid. That it's all advancements in networking. Absolutely. Fortunately, we were able to shrink the world, man. There's more competition, more challenges. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, I mean, like, I run with Agent regularly. He's in Virginia. That dude's in Virginia. Like, in the arcade era, I would have never knew this dude even existed unless we met up at a mutual location in a tournament. Otherwise, I would have no clue that dude existed. And to be honest, a whole, like, if we had the online era back then, things probably would have been very, very interesting. Things would have been very, very interesting. Like being a Marvel player, man. Like there was some killers in Marvel. Marvel 2. There was some killers. Both matter of fact, both me and Shatron know personally one of them killers. Dude could have absolutely made money if Marvel 2 was in the era that we in now. Whoo, man, he could have made some bread. Said Sim needs no nerve. Nah, man. I'm gonna throw you on that fuck what you talk about list. That's what I'm gonna do. Say we gotta get ahead of the curve. Oh, you already know. So I ain't losing to no facts and Tim's. Say you speak on the crack Street Fighter 6 players, man. I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. I have absolutely no idea. Like they're crack Street Fighter 6 players. They are. I didn't know that. That's crazy. Didn't know that. It'd be crazy to be able to see the reaction of somebody from the 80s seeing what we have now. Word. Yeah, just being on some Back to the Future shit. You know, like that would be wild, man. That would be wild. It's a bit off topic with the seemingly renewed energy and attention with Xbox development. Do you think Killer Instinct will return on the Series X? I don't. I would love for it to happen because I love Killer Instinct. I like Killer Instinct 2013, but I don't think it's coming back. I don't think it is. I would love to be wrong though. So how a man in some rice bag underwear need a nerve? I don't know, but he do. I don't know. I ain't really sure. I don't have the answers for that. I don't have the education. I just know it need to happen. And as soon as Black hit me up with that petition, I'm gonna sign that joint with all 13 of my emails that I'm gonna sign up with tonight. We gonna make sure that happen. We gonna make sure that happen. We gonna make sure that by the time all that's over, by the time that we done with this petition, he is gonna be -20 on everything. He gonna be -22 on everything. Hear that, Chuck? Hear that? See, I love KI 2013 though. When it's all said and done. Yeah, it was dope. It was dope, man. Yeah, it was actually a really cool game. The sim is already bottom tier. Since when? Since when? He up here hating on me as a Cammy player when he is literally top tier. He is tier. Matter of fact, I done peeped Chuck's game. Chuck just want to tier whore every game now, huh? He up here want to be like, yo, man, let me pick up Swiftmaster now. Let me pick up Swiftmaster, see what he talking about. He up here playing sim. What's going on? Hell's going on around here? Can't convince me of that, no. Now, if we talking about somebody that needs immediate buffs, it's Cammy. She is always bottom tier all the time. She has no projectiles, but he up here screaming about his character being bottom tier when he can stretch his arm, bam, like that. He can zone. He got projectiles. He got the longest limbs in the game, and he can teleport. I don't even have a projectile. I ain't even got no projectile. I'm the one need the buffs. I'm the one need the big pop pump out here. I'm the one need that. Give me a little bit of help. I mean, I'm still gonna be whooping Chuck's ass because that's just what I do. But at the same time, it shouldn't be that difficult, dog. It can't be that difficult. Why does he need all of them tools? I still got him figured out. I still got the character figured out because I done peeped something. I done peeped the chink in that armor that I'm not gonna discuss. I'm not gonna talk about it, but I done peeped the chink in that armor. Say Cammy is the project. No, nuh-uh. Said you can't beat my sim. We gonna see. Now, I'll say this, because I did not play Street Fighter V. I did not play Street Fighter V in any type of semi-consistent basis until March of 2022. You got Street Fighter V. I played against your sim in Street Fighter V. I had absolutely no clue where anything was coming from. So you got Street Fighter V. Like, hey, man. I can admit, like, I ain't got nothing for that, but Street Fighter 6 though? Street Fighter 6 though. This joint that we all starting off at an even playing field. We all starting off at the same time. You starting off at the same time. It's gonna be a little bit different. I'm just saying. It's a little bit different. When the boy gets as much prep time as everybody else, it's a little different. It's a little different. That they buffed Cammy. The new Japan videos have her not being able to block. What, man? You know what? I'm just gonna have to time everybody's ass out tonight, huh? That's what. Is that it? He said, "I smell Cap. Sim will break the game." Yeah, man. He might break the game. And if he does, man, he might need to be patched out of it. That's one of the dope things about online gaming now. About the online era that we in. If he's breaking the game so much, he might need to get patched out that bitch. I like that. I like that. Yeah. Let's keep that energy. Let's keep that energy. In the meantime, no, Black, hit me off with that petition. I'ma sign it up with my 17 emails. Every single time I think of it, the number gonna go higher. He said, any word on Tekken's potential beta? Man, I until there's a beta, ain't no beta. Ain't no beta until it is, man. So I think anyone who can reliably counter the rush move would be strong. I think everybody can reliably counter it though. I think that's one of the things that's cool about Street Fighter 6, all jokes aside. I think that's one of the cool things about Street Fighter 6, that I don't think anything is necessarily that I've seen overpowered. I haven't seen anything that doesn't seem defendable. I haven't come across it yet, and I haven't come across it in any gameplay that I've witnessed either. Every single time that I've seen something that seems strong, it seems like there's something that can be done about that. Said, doesn't it take quick frame jabs? What do you mean? Oh shit, yeah, you're right. We haven't seen grapplers yet. That's true. Yeah, that could be an issue. But even then, I do think grapplers could even be zoned out still. Like, I mean, like you being a sim player, you are absolutely going to be able to still zone grapplers out pretty well. You'll still be able to. Is that drive, rush, command grab? Yeah, but I mean, it's not like you're invincible during a drive rush. Like you're still susceptible to being hit. Yeah, you still gonna be alright. You still gonna be alright. You don't be able to beat those grapplers. I mean, your problem is gonna be, whenever you play against whoever I'm using. When you use whoever I'm using, you gonna be fucked up. Oh man, you gonna be like, oh man, what do I do? But other than that, man, you gonna be good, Chuck. You straight, man. Said Geef has armor moves. Yeah, but there are a lot of people that have, armor breaking moves. Like somebody like Chun-li will just lightning leg that joint, or even, E Honda, shout out to Dreology. He'll hand that joint. He can throw hands out. Yeah, he can just throw hands out to break that armor. He said you're gonna be so confused. Man, it ain't like I ain't seen it before. It ain't like I ain't seen it before. And see, the thing is, you think I'm just gonna be sitting there. You think I'm just gonna be, oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I love it when people just say, man, like, yo, man, everything that I'm gonna be doing is just gonna work. I love that. I love that. I love foiling a plan. I love foiling a plan. What did Mike Tyson say? What did he say? Everybody got a plan until. Everybody got a plan until. Oh, I can't wait. He said you don't have to sit there. Oh, I know. I won't be. I won't be. I will be depleting your life bar. I will be depleting your life bar. I see, I've seen what he is able to do, and I know the tools that I have at my disposal. I am not worried. I am not worried anymore. There are characters I'm worried about. There are characters I'm worried about. he ain't one of them no more. He's gonna be good. He's gonna be good, but he don't scare me. He don't scare me. He don't scare me. I'll be all right. I think to be honest, if we talking about it, Chuck, Jury worries me more than Sim does now, based on what I've seen. Based on what I've seen, your jury rushdown scares me more than the possibility of whatever trickery you think you've got going on over there with Sim. Cool. Let's see whose trickery wins. Let's see whose trickery wins. I got tricks too. Said another one off topic. Are you a Mass Effect player? So what news? What do you think of the news that PlayStation has a new sci-fi IP that is really heavily inspired by Mass Effect? I'm not a Mass Effect player. I cool. I'm all for it. I'm all for a quality IP. But yeah, I'm not a Mass Effect player though. Said, man, I can't wait for Street Fighter 6. Me neither. Said, call you Houdini. No, I'm just gonna call you 0-2 against the great one. That's what I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call you. Let's see. I'm gonna call you the Boston Celtics of last year. I'm gonna call you. Let's call you. Who just lost? Who just lost? Let's see. Yo, Chuck, who just lost? Who just lost that I could call you, dog? Let's brainstorm about that. Man. Whoever just lost, I'll let you take your pick. You know what I'm saying? You could be the Boston Celtics of last year. Cold with it. Until Steph started dropping them from 35, 40. And then he walked back to the bench like these. Size me up. You know that? Yeah. You cold out here. I ain't gonna take that from you. But just in the presence of the great one, though, like, I don't know. It just hit a little different when the great one there, though. You know? I don't know. He said, I'm not TCU. No, I ain't gonna call you TCU either. All right, cool. I ain't gonna call you TCU. I won't call you TCU either, but you ain't Georgia. Yeah, man. Oh, I can't wait for this. I can't wait for this, Black. I can't wait for this, man, because we'll be able to settle it. We'll be able to settle it every week. Every week we'll be able to settle it. You ain't gonna do nothing but talk shit all week and then settle it and then fight. Man, I can't wait. I can't wait for this. And there's gonna be more people. See, like, man, we're confined to the people that's just gotten to the beta. Not anybody who want to buy in, be able to buy in, and it's gonna be on the PlayStation 4 too. So, you know what I'm saying? Those PlayStation, 4 people, yeah, shout out to them. PlayStation 4 people. They'll be able to get in too, That Black, I owe you too. Yeah, nah. I owe Black. Like, cause every single time me and Black would get into the mix of playing a set, it get interrupted. We never had it. We never had this like consistent run. Every single time that we have a set going, it always got interrupted at 4-4 every single time. We could never get a rhythm. And then that last time, Black turned his strategy. He just flipped his strategy upside down. He had me figured out for a minute. He made me change. He made me change how I played for the rest of the beta. And then I took the knowledge that I got from that experience with Black. I took that into my resounding victory against Chuck that night. I took the knowledge and the experience that I got from those 3 mini sets that I had with Black. I took those into my triumphant victory. You know what I'm saying? Where I had to put Chuck in the Steiner recliner real quick. Even though I ain't gonna front. By the time we had that set, man, my hands was shot. My hands was shot. That man, them beta weekends be killing your boy. That's how I be knowing I'm getting old. That's how I know I'm getting old. Like when I have like day after day after day of long gaming sessions, like them joints really just start to add up. I'm like, whoa, man. Oh, I'm feeling like Scary Movie 2 out here. Like, tickle. Feeling all crazy, you know what I mean? But we were still able to have some really, really great matches, man. And now just being able to think that we could have those types of matches, those types of sets whenever we want in 5 months. In 5 months' time. Man, it's exciting. It's exciting. Even though I will predict that the weekend after Capcom Cup, we'll be getting another beta. And I'm inclined to think that it'll be open. I think that'll be one of the, one last thing announcements. They'll announce open beta next weekend. Say I'm a sim player. Hey man, neither one of us had our main characters, man. That's honestly that'll be a fun thing too. That'll be a fun thing as well. We'll get our characters that we really want to play. Even though I'll still be playing Kimberly too. But yeah. We will get our main characters. Except my thumbs were done. Yo, man. Word. I feel you. Man, man. Hands was shot. Said I'm gonna fly off my PS4 engine. Yo, Ace, be good, man. Be good, dawg. Appreciate you pulling up, man. Said, who you waiting for? Man, I'm waiting for Cammy. But to be really real, if I could expand my request list a little bit more, I'm waiting for Cammy. I'm waiting for Bison, because we're obviously going to get a Shadowloot DLC. Like, that's going to happen. I'm waiting for Cammy, Bison, and Crimson Viper. I want my street. I want, I don't want to say my main from Street Fighter 4, but I played Crimson Viper a lot in 4. And just thinking about how she could be in, versus system. Oh man. Not the versus system. What am I thinking? I'm still thinking about Marvel, but the drive system. But yeah, man, see Viper. I love Crimson Viper. See, I'll still play Jury. Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna front, man. Like, all jokes aside, man, how we do. Like, there's only so much props that's gonna be thrown around in either direction. But your jury is mean. Your jury is mean. Like you're good with characters like that. You're good with characters like, you know, like you apply that kind of pressure with like rushdown style characters. I could tell like you had the DNA of a Marvel player. I like that. Said Manon looking good. Manon could be interesting. I gotta see more. I gotta see more of Manon. Said who's your long shot fighter for the Street Fighter 6 roster that you want to see in the game? Long shot. Long shot fighter that I want to see comes back to Fei Long. So have a great night. Say I gotta tap out too. Have a great evening. Yo, Saab, man, appreciate you, man. Man, we gotta get up sometime and play something, bruh. We gotta play something, dog. Yeah, appreciate you pulling up as always, Saab. I'll get up with you, man. Have a blessed night. But yeah, I would say Fei Long. Yeah, I would love to see Fei Long return. I think that'd be fire. Yeah, if I had to think of one, I would say Fei Long. If I had to think of another one, shout out to my dog Magnificent Black. You know, like he was throwing the videos up earlier. Bring El Fuerte back up in this piece, dog. Cause you know everybody want to see him back. You know what I'm saying? Especially Chuck. Chuck definitely want to see him back. You know what I'm saying? Bring El Fuerte back too while you're at it. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and bring Rey Mysterio up in here. Yeah, I'm on board with that too. You can throw him on the long shot list also. I like that. That sounds fire. Yeah, that sounds fire right there. Yeah, let's go ahead and throw El Fuerte back in the building. He wasn't in Street Fighter 5, man. He go ahead and make him a little return. Said good pick, a cool character. Why do you think Fei Long is a long shot? If DJ and Cammy got in, why not Fei Long? I just think Fei Long is a long shot due to the fact that there was a lot of controversy, you know, just detailing, you know, like just in general the inclusion of the character. Now I've also heard that a lot of that wasn't true, but I think there has to be a reason why he wasn't included in 5. Because I mean, like as far as it is right now, like he's been in less Street Fighters than he has. Like he's been in less Street Fighters than he has been in, or than he hasn't been in, or whatever. There have been more Street Fighter games where he wasn't present than there was ones where he was present. If that makes sense. Like of the 5 Street Fighter releases, he's only been in 2 of them. And he's yet to be revealed in this one. So when a person has those types of odds, I always think it's a long shot. When they've been in the series as long as he has, and there's so little representation from him, I always kind of think it's a long shot. Even if it isn't, it might not be a long shot. They might have his character model set to go, but it just, you know, just from my perception, it just seems like a long shot though. So agreed. El Forte would be great to have in Street Fighter 6. Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would. Say that again. Say that again, Quantum. Yeah, say that again for Chuck. Cause Chuck love hating, man. That's one thing I noticed. That's one thing I noticed about Chuck, man. He stay hating out here. His console of choice is to stay hating 5. You know, so like he keep his hate game. He keep his hate game towards the actually good characters. He keep his hate game at an all-time high. It's top tier. So say that again. Say that again for the likes of him. See what time it is. Man, it's only 8 o'clock. It's only 8 o'clock. All right. Let me see here. Hold on. And for those who haven't done so already, man, make sure you hit the like button, please and thank you. Please and thank you. And follow your boy up on the socials if you haven't done so already. Please and thank you. It's official JETTEYE. That's on Instagram, Twitter, and the Twitch. You know, you're already here on YouTube, so I ain't got to tell you to follow me here. But if you haven't done so already, for those that didn't, hit that sub button, hit that like button. You know what I mean? You're up here just hanging out, man. Why stop at one stream, man? Make your way to all of them. But yeah, I would say those two off the top of my head. I think everybody else that I can think of, you know, I think everybody else, you know, like has a pretty decent shot. I think everybody else kind of has a pretty decent shot. But yeah, characters that I definitely want to see though, who I'm waiting to see. Definitely Crimson Viper, Bison, Cammy. So I give Chuck the benefit of the doubt. I think his character choices are an acquired taste. Acquired taste, huh? Acquired. Acquired. I said long shots. Guy, yeah, especially with the inclusion of Kim. That would be a long shot. Guy again. Minuto would like that. Adon. Oh man, I hated Adon. I hated Adon so much. Makoto would be cool. Vega? You think Vega's a long shot? I think all of the Shadowloo members are gonna return. I think that's the reason why they included so much of Street Fighter 2's roster, but intentionally did not include them. I think we're gonna get a Shadowloo pack. Huh. I would definitely love to see Vega though. Like Vega would be. Vega with a drive system? Man. Said disgusting. You see, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right there. Chuck stay on his platform of choice, the stay hating 5. He keep the dual sense in his hand. Bluetoothed up to the stay hating 5 out here. That's just what he be doing, man. See, I told y'all he be hating out here. Said Vega would be nasty. Yeah, he would. Yeah, Vega would be kind of crazy. Vega would be kind of crazy. Like the mobility options that the drive system kind of gets you. Man. He said Forte needs to stay in the shadow. Man, why? Why you need to stay in the Shadow Realm, man? Why you hating on Rey Mysterio so much, man? See, I want Street Fighter 4 Vega back. Street Fighter 4 Vega was nice. I like Street Fighter 4. Matter of fact, I like everybody. I like all the Shadaloo from Street Fighter 4. I like all the stats, that Street Fighter 4. Man, Shadaloo represented. Shadaloo represented. I mean, but no, make no mistake about it. Bison was a killer in 5 too. But Street Fighter 4 Bison is just, woo, man. I love Street Fighter 4 Bison, man. You know, just Psycho Crusher Bison. The Street Fighter 4's roster in general. Yeah, that's true. Like Street Fighter 4's roster in general is great. Said, do you think there will be any serious overhauls to previous fighters you didn't like that will make them more appealing to you as a player? It's a good question. So what characters could use the overhaul? I mean, I think it's very, very reasonable to think that there will be character overhauls. Considering, you know, like how much Ryu has changed. Chun-Li has changed a lot. Chun-Li has changed a lot. No comment. Who knows? Who knows? Because I mean, to make them more appealing to me as a player, I don't know. I think there are just certain things, like there are going to be certain characters that just appeal to a certain type of player. I don't think that there's necessarily any particular overhaul that could be done to a character to make them more appealing to me, because I think every character is still going to maintain the DNA of what they already are. I think they're just going to be, you know, they're going to be accentuated. I think it's going to, you know, just amplify whatever that character already is. So if a character already in its DNA doesn't really appeal to me that much, I don't think that there's anything that they can do to overhaul them to make them more appealing to me. I think it would just make them more of what they are. Give them more tools to what they already kind of are as a character. It's just like, you know, I'm up here elbow dropping him, but like in the sense of Dhalsim. Dhalsim has every single tool seemingly, except for one. He has most of his tools that he had in previous games, just regularly at his disposal. Ryu, same thing. Ken, same thing. I don't think there are going to be too many overhauls, but I think there will be a whole lot of, you know, I think a lot of people's tool sets will be accumulated from previous games all into this iteration of the character, and that will make it feel like an overhaul, even though it really isn't. But I don't think anybody needs it, because I think the drive system is enough of an overhaul to make players feel different, and it allows enough flexibility at the same time to allow you to have a certain level of agency even when playing your character. Because, you know, like when I was playing against Dre, we used the same character, but we played her very differently. But I think depending on how you utilize said tools, because you get so many tools, because it's an accumulation of everything that you had before and the drive system, I think if a character already speaks to you, you'll have enough tools to make them interesting, to make them compelling to you. Said Street Fighter 4's roster was amazing and did set a standard for how to build a roster in a Street Fighter game. 100%. 100%. Like that was the first Street Fighter game that really went massive. You know, that joint went massive. So you don't think Capcom would take some calculated risks and overhaul certain rare characters in the roster to modernize their moveset akin to how Ryu and Chun-Li have advanced and been changed? Yeah, but I don't think those would be considered overhauls though, because you still fundamentally play them the same way, even if they have different tools, even if they have, you know, more tools, they're still fundamentally who they are. So I don't really think that's an overhaul. I think when you talk about overhaul, you do fundamental changes to change how you approach a character. I don't think that's necessary. I don't think it's necessary for any character, because even though Ryu and Chun-Li have had things added, like, you know, like Chun-Li has a stance now, you still pretty much play Chun-Li how you play Chun-Li. They're just added tools, but they're not really, you know, they're not so dramatic of an overhaul that they change how you play the character, or all of a sudden now, because of these changes, a player who wasn't interested in said character will now be interested in said character. I don't see that. I don't see that, because if you're doing that in order to appease one type of player, you're alienating another one. You know, you don't want to overhaul Zangief to make him less of a grappler, because then the people that like Zangief as a grappler are going to be alienated. Said by overhaul, I meant changing a character's moveset to adjust or modernize their fighting style to make those lesser known and lesser played characters more appealing. I don't think that's necessary. I don't think that's necessary. Because if a character is not being played, I don't think it's because there's something inherently wrong with their fighting style. I think players just gravitate to what feels comfortable to them. I like there are characters that I like, but I can't play. I actually think Zangief is a dope character. I just can't. I can't play him though. I can't play him. But there are people that I absolutely run across that I just. There's some people that I ran across that were just godlike with him. I like Guile. I can't play him though. I can't play him. So like I think that just because somebody is not necessarily as appealing to you personally as a player, I don't think it necessarily means that they need to overhaul them. Now, there are absolutely things that, you know, you can add to someone's tool set to possibly make them more viable, but I don't think that changes the DNA of what a character is, though. Yo, Dre, what's happening with you, man? Appreciate you pulling up, dog. So I just thought maybe Capcom's developers would take the chance to try out something new, or with a new moveset for lesser known fighters in the game. I don't think they need to. I don't think they need to, because I mean, it's not like you really know who the lesser known fighters are yet. Yeah, like you don't really know that yet. So maybe, you know, later on down the line, But I haven't seen a need for them to do that yet, because everybody that seems to be included in the roster that's returning, they're pretty popular characters. Like the 8 World Warriors, they're all pretty popular. Cammy, extremely popular. DJ, they have actually added things to his moveset. So, and we'll see how that works out. But everybody else, who knows? We'll have to see. That remains to be seen. But so far, like, to be honest, the roster, while I think Street Fighter 6's roster is good, I also think it's very safe. It's very safe. It feels more like a sequel to Street Fighter 2 than Street Fighter 3 does, which is a good thing. I think that's a very good thing. But it feels more like Street Fighter 3 than Street Fighter 3 did. So like until we start seeing like lesser popular characters, I don't know. I don't necessarily know if they will even need refinements like that, because one thing that cannot be understated is the fact that the drive system inherently is going to change how a lot of characters fundamentally play, or how you play with how you play with these characters. So before you go in adding and changing too many things, you might want to kind of see how it plays out a little bit. You know, just if you're the developer, you might just want to see how things play out and see how people receive things, you know. But right now, I don't think they necessarily need to do that, because I think everybody on the roster is going to be really popular. I think so far Jamie and Kimberly have been a hit as far as new characters, and people are always going to gravitate towards the oldies. Like I don't think anybody from the old school is gonna, you know, let the World Warriors, you know, just kind of sit there and collect dust. You know, everybody's gonna be playing Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, Guile, E Honda, Dhalsim, Zangief, Blanca. Blanca's gonna be popular, you know. I think we'll have to actually sit back and wait and see who the lesser popular characters are. But at the same time, I don't think Capcom is above refinements if they think that could be a shot in the arm for the game. But I just don't know if they've gotten to that point yet. I don't know if they've gotten to that point yet. So I can't play Shoto characters. My playstyle needs more rush down and charge tool sets. DJ is a charge character, right? Yes, he is. Traditionally, anyway. He's usually a charge character. We shall see. We shall see. But I'm kind of in the same boat, Jay. I can't really play Shotos like that either. I played Ken in Street Fighter Alpha 3. I was a Ken player in Alpha 3, and then after that, I never played Shotos again. It was on to Cammy and Bison, and Cammy, Bison, Crimson Viper. Oh, I forgot. Oh, wait, hold on. I forgot. If Magnificent Black is still in here, who else do I want to see? I want to see Minot. I want to see Minot come back. Said maybe, though I always saw DJ really as a versatile zoner with some stylish combos. He is that too. He is that also. But I mean, technically, like he's. I thought he meant. I think. That can I talk? No. I think he meant charge character by like charging your moves up, like how Guile or Bison have to charge their specials up. I thought that's what you meant. Maybe not. Maybe not. If so, I misunderstood the question. Maybe I misunderstood. But yeah, I want to see Manat also. I want to see Manat come back. I always thought she was like an interesting design. I thought she was a cool design, man. Character I'm looking forward to seeing. I'm interested in seeing Rashid too. Interested in seeing Rashid, Akuma. Akuma's gonna be nuts. Akuma is going to be insane, bro. Okay, that's what you meant. Okay, yeah. Traditionally, he's been a charge character. Traditionally, he's been, but it looks like it's very possible that he could be a hybrid character, kind of like Chun-Li almost. It looks like he could be kind of like a, not quite charge and not quite command either, just a mix of both. At least that's what it looks like for now. Hopefully in the next beta they'll give us more characters to kind of mess around with. The Akuma is going to have all types of OD. Man, tell me about it. Tell me about it. Tell me about it, man. Like I am not looking forward to fighting him. I am not looking forward to fighting him at all. Like it's going to be a must that he has the lowest health in the game. I know that's a norm. But he needs to have less health than Cammy. They always have Akuma and Cammy have the least health in the game. It's got to be Akuma by far, because he is going to be such a cannon, bruh. He is going to be such a cannon, bruh. Man, Akuma is not going to be fun to fight. Going to be extremely fun to play, but I'm going to hate fighting him. It absolutely benefits offensive. And with Akuma being the most offensive Shoto out of everybody, woo-wee. Akuma with the drive system, bruh, that's gonna be stupid. That's gonna be stupid, bruh. Don't even seem fair. Don't even seem fair. That's the dude I don't want to fight at all. Like everybody else, I'm kind of like, I kind of see things. I kind of see things a little bit. Akuma though, just thinking about what he could possibly be, man, it's scary. Had to charge my phone up, man. I'm messing around and let it get down to 3% out here. Tripping. But yeah, man. We close to 3 hours in, man. Everybody else might be cool, but Akuma, yeah, man. Akuma might really be in all hell no territory. Akuma might definitely be in all hell no territory for sure. Yeah, facts, bruh. Kuma definitely gonna be a man. He gonna be on some very, very oppressive time, bruh. Said, do you think there will be any more new fighters who are brand new to the franchise added to the game before launch? You mean like beyond the ones that we've seen already? Because I know like we've seen like Marissa, we've seen JP, we've seen Manon. You mean like more than that? Because there is one new character that is yet to be revealed. She's been shown technically like in artwork, but she's been shown technically in artwork, but she hasn't been shown like, you know, in gameplay. Lily. She's I believe T-Hawk's daughter. So there's her. If you're talking about anybody else beyond that, I don't think so, because the game's already confirmed to show. It was already confirmed to have 18 characters. So I don't think there's going to be any new characters added before launch, but DLC most definitely. DLC most definitely though. And I don't think DLC will take a long time after launch to come out either. Said, does anything leave you nervous or concerned about Street Fighter 6? The only thing that leaves me nervous about Street Fighter 6 is its economic practices. That's the only thing. I just don't know how they're gonna be, you know, as far as like, you know, monetizing the game going forward. You know, hopefully, you know, when it comes to the game's economics, that it's not too flagrant out here. You know what I'm saying? I'm just hoping for that. But other than that, man, like from a gameplay standpoint, from a feature standpoint, I like where it is, man. I like where it is. But the one thing that we haven't seen or heard too much about is how they plan to monetize the game post-launch. And I'm, you know, because I just don't know, that will be the only area of concern for me. But I can't say I'm nervous about it. Yeah, I can't say that I'm nervous about it, but it is, you know, something of concern. It's a reasonable concern to have. Hopefully Capcom don't go crazy with the monetization and ruin the game, man. Fingers crossed. I think that's the only thing that could ruin it. I think that is literally the only thing that could. It's a grand slam everywhere else. Everywhere else, it's a grand slam. So if it plays its cards right post launch, we got a long-term winner. We got a long-term winner, man. You know, like I will buy DLC for this game for a long time. Yearly DLC. I will buy 6 seasons. I'll buy 6 seasons. They'd absolutely get another, you know, whatever. You know, was 6 years, $40. They absolutely get another $240 out of me. Absolutely. You know, as long as they don't go crazy. Like you said, as long as they don't go crazy. Can't be having them going crazy out here. That's exactly what a lot of these fools be doing out here. But yeah, hopefully they don't, man. Hopefully they don't. They really have something. They have something great. They have something great. But even if they do decide to go crazy, I think they'll be able to right the ship nonetheless. I think they'll be able to right the ship, and I think they would listen. They would listen to their base. So I'm hearing good things about Ubisoft's open world Star Wars game. Are you interested in the game? What genre do you think it is? Do you think it's in specifically? I don't know, man. I don't know. I've heard so little about it. I really don't know. I can't even begin to speculate because I haven't really been tapped in on it. I really haven't been tapped in. I hate to give an answer to to such a well thought question like that, but man, I don't want to respond in ignorance, and I just been so tapped out. I really don't know. I really don't know, man. I mean, if they're saying open world Star Wars game, though, like, I mean, Fallen Order kind of exists already. So, like, are you gonna do something that is more co-op based? Because Massive is making it, correct? Massive, the people that made Division. If you're gonna make it a co-op based open world Star Wars game, I think that could be interesting. But I don't know because I mean, Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor already kind of exist, even though like they're not open world, but they're third person adventure style games. So are you gonna have like two of those on the market? I don't know. I would think it would be interesting if you had like a team aspect to it. If you made the Division but with Star Wars, I think that could actually be interesting. Like now that I'm thinking about it a little more, I think that could be interesting. So by that I mean third-person shooter, action RPG, first-person exploration. Yes, Massive is making the game, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe the game is set in a different era in the galaxy. I think that would be cool. I think that would be cool. I just don't know. I think a third-person action co-op game would be dope though. Like set in the Star Wars universe. I think that would be cool. I do like Massive as a developer. I like the Division. I like the Division a lot, man. Put in so many hours into that game. So, if they did make that, I'll be inclined to try it out. I like team-based games like that. I think they're cool. I can't wait. Street Fighter 6 is going to be my main game for 2023 until I get a PS5. So hope the player base remains high for Street Fighter 6. Oh yeah, the player base will not be an issue. The player base will not be an issue because it has crossplay. Yeah, since it's got crossplay, man, that player base is gonna be righteous. Said they are making it. Okay. So I almost forgot Star Wars Eclipse coming from Quantic Dream as well. So there's another. Oh, I forgot it. Yeah. That's a lot, man. That's a lot, bruh. So I don't know about co-op, but they are making an open world Star Wars. Yeah. I mean, like we know it's open world. I mean, I was just throwing things out there. I don't know anything about the game. I don't know anything about the game. I was just, you know, throwing things at the wall. I think it'd be cool if it was co-op. I think it'd be dope, especially with the experience that Massive has making co-op games. Yeah, I think that would be dope, man. Having a division in the Star Wars universe, that'd be fire. Yeah, that'd be fire, man. They could make their own destiny in a way. Said, bring me all them Star Wars games. Hey, man, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, hopefully they all good, man. Absolutely. Hopefully they all good, man. More great games, the better. More great games, the better, bruh. But yeah, Jay, Street Fighter 6 is gonna be my main game for 2023 also. Until Spider-Man 2 comes out. Until Spider-Man 2 comes out, man, I don't think I'm gonna be pulled off of my Street Fighter. I'll play Final Fantasy 16 also. I forgot about that. I'll play Final Fantasy 16, Spider-Man 2, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, whenever that comes out. Even though I think Rebirth is coming out next year. I think we're about a year out from that. But Spider-Man 2, Final Fantasy 16, count me in, man. Count me in, man. Other than that, I'm on Street Fighter, dog. I'm on Street Fighter. Like I got a circle now. I got a circle I can play Street Fighter with. Oh, we gonna be running. We gonna be running these joints. So I'm a Star Wars fan outside of Potter, James Bond, etc. The people that make Hitman, they still got that the James Bond game they're working on too. I'm looking forward to that. I think we'll probably see something from that this year. Said Jim Ryan confirmed Spider-Man 2 is coming this year during a CES speech. Yeah. Insomniac themselves had confirmed that a couple months ago. So that's always encouraging. It's always encouraging, man. Every additional confirmation makes me more excited about the game. I don't even need to see the game. I don't even care. I'll see it when I play it. I'll see it when I play it. So all of these additional confirmations that we get, man, count me in for them. No, those are all I need to see. Just let me know when I can buy it. I don't need to see nothing. You ain't gotta sell me on that game. Say, yeah, SF6, I'm ready for it. No doubt, man. No doubt, man. Said, keep hope alive. From what I hear, FF7 Rebirth is on the slate for 2023. Said, here's hoping Square Enix is on point with development. From what they've said, development hasn't been the issue. Like, I think it's more so the release slate. You know, because it's a thing to where even if a game is done, you still have to find out, you know, what's the best time to release a said product. Because, you know, I think, you know, we've learned, Square Enix saw firsthand what it was like releasing next to Spider-Man. You know, Square Enix released Shadow of the Tomb Raider right next to Spider-Man, and that joint did not exist. That joint was on the clearance rack the following week. So with Sony being so heavily involved in, you know, heavily involved and associated with Final Fantasy VII and the remake series, I think they are going to be collaborating with Square Enix to find out the best time to release that game. It might be best that, even though Spider-Man's releasing in the fall, it might be best to just let Spider-Man have the holidays. Even if the game is done, you just constantly just polish it up. You know, it might just be best to let, like, Spider-Man is different, man. Spider-Man cannibalized games that weren't even in the same category. You don't want to risk that. You don't want to risk that when you have a potential system seller right there. You know, you got two big exclusives, man. You might just want to let them breathe a little bit. But Spider-Man's just big. Spider-Man's gonna be a meteor, man. And this joint is gonna have Venom. Yeah, you might not want to release nothing for the next 3 months. You might just want to let Spider-Man breathe for a minute. Say, I wish that I could have kicked it and played the Division with you and the GCG crew. Man, me too. That Division was fun until my big bro left me alone. I dropped 80. Yo, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, man, with those games, man, you will absolutely get left out to dry. I know the feeling, man. I know the feeling. Said big difference between Final Fantasy VII and Tomb Raider. True. But if you don't have to, why take the chance? Why take the chance if you don't have to do it? Because, I mean, neither one of those games are going to outsell Spider-Man. Neither one of them. Like, and the thing is, like, when one of them is new on the shelves, when both of them are new on the shelves, man, people are going to get Spider-Man. And the thing is, you don't want Rebirth sitting on the shelves so long that by the time people get around to buying it after they finish Spider-Man, that it's on sale and you're buying it for less of a price. And, you know, that ultimately affects the performance of the product. You know, like, I don't know. I'd rather it have all, or not all, but have more of the mind share of the public, because people will have digested Spider-Man out of their system by then. People will be ready for another experience, as opposed to having Spider-Man and this, because they're gonna play, more likely than not, most people will play Spider-Man first. Most people are going to, you know. And if people are gonna play both, maximize your earning potential of them playing both. You know. I think it's the same principle of why you release, like why their strategy for releasing Horizon in February and then launching God of War so much later. Both games have an appropriate time to breathe. You know, when you start putting releases so close to each other, you risk one affecting the performance of the other. And I don't think the space between them has to be very big. I think just 3 months. I think just 3 months, man. Because people are gonna buy Spider-Man. People are gonna buy Spider-Man all through the holidays. That is people are gonna buy the PlayStation 5, and people are gonna be buying Spider-Man with it. Like, Spider-Man is gonna be the holiday seller. Have it to where, you know, everybody that once they're done playing Spider-Man, get them ready for that new banger right after that. Get them ready for that new banger. And from a marketing standpoint, it doesn't have to compete next to it. You're not gonna see Final Fantasy VII commercials next to Spider-Man commercials. Final Fantasy VII will have an opportunity to have its own spotlight. Anytime you give a game its own spotlight, it's beneficial to it, you know. Especially when it doesn't have to share a spotlight that's, man, with the likes of a Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a giant. Like, you ever talking about what God of War did? I can't even think of what Spider-Man's gonna do if God of War did what it did. Spider-Man's gonna be stupid. Especially since the drop for the PS5 is over. You can get a PS5 whenever you want. Whew, man, Quantum. It's gonna sell so much. It's gonna sell so much. And honestly, if I'm Sony and Insomniac, I would want Final Fantasy VII to come out after it too. Maximize the earning potential of both games. Give both of them their separate spotlights, man. Just flood the market with Spider-Man commercials and advertisements, man. Soak all of that up, and then right after that, bam, hit them with another one. Hit them with another one right after that. And that whew. Because I mean, there are gonna be people like me that buy both of them, but most people won't. Most people are gonna have to make a choice, you know. But yeah, man, I'm gonna get ready to probably wrap it up here. Probably gonna get ready to wrap it up here, man. I've been on here for over 3 hours. Yeah, it's been over 3 hours, man. Get ready to wrap it up here. You know, if you haven't done so already, man, follow your boy on the socials. That's official JETTEYE. That's on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, all of that there. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and follow up so you can be in the know of what's going on. Appreciate it, Train. Said Spider-Man is the most lucrative merchandising IP by far in comparison to other superhero properties. So that's going to move some systems for sure. You already know. You already know, man. You already know. I mean, to put it in perspective, Q, it sold 3.3 in 3 days last time. This time, people know how good it's gonna be. People know how good it's gonna be, man. So like this time, and it's got Venom. I think that joint gonna sell like 6 million. I think that joint gonna sell like 6 million that first week. Like we gonna hear them numbers come back. Those numbers are gonna be ridiculous. Those numbers gonna be ridiculous. Like God of War sold 5. God of War sold 5 million as first. I think Spider-Man gonna do 6. I think Spider-Man could do 6 or 7 because there'll be more PlayStation 5s on the market. It'll be more readily available. And Spider-Man is just Spider-Man, bruh. You know. But yeah, let me get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody that pulled up, man. Kicked it with your boy, participated in the conversation. And if you happen to, you know, check it on the back end, pause. Let me know in the comments, man. Do you prefer the arcade era or do you prefer the serviceable game model where you only buy one copy of a game and have it updated through periodic patches and updates on a yearly basis, man. Holla at your boy. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with me that this model in the online format that we have is better? Or do you feel like those times that we had in the arcade, looking at each other's faces, hanging out, having a crowd around you when you're playing, are those times that just cannot possibly ever be replicated, man? Let me know. Either way, it's no wrong answers, man. It's just answers. But I'll check y'all later, man. I will see y'all Thursday. We'll see what we're gonna be doing. See what we talking about. Not quite sure yet. Tune in either way. It'd be a great conversation, be much entertainment regardless of what we do. Shout out to Train, shout out to Quantum, as always, holding it down. Great questions, great moderator, one of the best at it, best ever when it comes to holding the chat down, tying this community together in a way that I only wish I could. Jay, appreciate you. Dre, Black came through, appreciate you. You know, Up Chuck, my dog. Shout out to the Plus on Block podcast, man. You can catch them every Friday evening, man. It's always an entertaining conversation with him and Dreology over there. Now I'm talking about Low, appreciate you. Ace, Bats, Ant Dog, everybody, man. Everybody that pulled through, whether you stayed for, all 3 hours or only 3 seconds, man. Either way, I appreciate all of y'all. Yeah, man. I'll catch y'all later, man. Yo, man. Yo, Dre. See, why you gotta do that, dog? Why you gotta do that, man? That wasn't even necessary, man. You up here making me jealous, man, because one of my crushes followed you. One of my crushes follow you, and now you're just gonna rub it in my face, man. But all right, I see how you do. I see how you do, dog. All right, that's cool. That's cool. Oh, man. Be real, man. I'm gonna catch y'all later, man. I appreciate y'all pulling up, man. Y'all be good out here. Stay safe. I'll see y'all Thursday. Peace.